Alright, so I've been really thinking about the PS5 and Xbox Series X lately. They're just really interesting to me because it's next gen. We don't get this every single day. Really, it happens every 7 years, so it's some exciting stuff. Now, what I realized is it's really not as good as I thought. A lot of the stuff that's being shown is great and everything, but there's just this one little tiny factor that actually ends up totally changing my opinion on both of these consoles. It's crazy. And I probably would play more console gaming if it wasn't for this one thing. It's both on the PS5 and on the Xbox Series X. So before I actually get into my explanation of why I think the PS5 and Xbox Series X will both suck, I just want to say that this is my opinion, and if you disagree with me, or if you do agree with me, or if you have a bit of a different standpoint on this issue, then make sure to comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about all of this, and we can have a pretty good conversation down there. Also, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, or you can dislike it. I don't really care. So, before I start, I want to say that I love both consoles and both companies, Sony and Microsoft. I think really their hardware is great and the games are usually very optimized for those consoles. So overall, I love that aspect of it. And again, there's just this one little thing that really bugs me. So first I need to give you some context before I actually get into the issue itself. What are we going to talk about right now? So the PS3 and Xbox 360, they had a very similar kind of problem on their hands. So what happens is that the PS3 launched at $600, or the base was $500, but really nobody bought that. And the Xbox 360 was only at $400. So at the launch, nobody bought the PS3, which was kind of strange to me because the Xbox 360 had, again, this one tiny little thing that's actually much bigger than I initially thought of. You had to pay for online. So you had to pay something like $5 to $10 depending on your plan. If you buy an annual plan, it will be cheaper for online multiplayer. So that's all the games that support online servers and you connect to those servers to play with other people, you had to pay for that, which was pretty stupid, I have to admit. Now, even though the PS3 had an egregious price, $600 at a time was a lot, the Xbox 360, I really didn't care. I didn't care that it was $200 cheaper because I had to spend so much more money on online. The costs really do add up. And I did the math, so I just thought, I'm going to get the PS3 instead. As long as I'm playing it for a couple of years, then it wouldn't make sense for me to get the Xbox 360. I'll just be paying more over time for the online. So, yeah, I was completely fine with the high price of the PS3, while other people weren't. Why? Because the sales of the PS3 were terrible in its very beginning, when it costed $600. Really, it only started taking off when the PS3 Slim and the PS3 Super Slim released, and that's when the prices got a bit cheaper and people were able to afford it, and then all of a sudden people thought to themselves, hey, well, I'd rather go for the PS3 because I don't have to pay for online. Before, they weren't even thinking about that. They just saw that the Xbox 360 was $200 cheaper, and they were like, alright, I'm just gonna go for that. Who cares? So, now that I think about it, yeah, these consoles are pretty awesome, and they're pretty awesome value hardware-wise, but when it comes to the overall cost, it starts adding up to the point where just buying a PC would be such a better deal overall. So the equivalent PC build is usually around 1.5 to 2 times more expensive than a console, and the reason why it's more expensive is because the individual parts cost more. Meanwhile, Xbox and PlayStation can order lots of those parts that they're using, and they can also negotiate and overall get the price down as much as possible, so you can enjoy a cheaper console. And also, they usually take a loss on the consoles, but then make it back up on, hardware sales like Xbox controllers or PS4 controllers. They also make it up on, of course, subscriptions like Xbox Game Pass and, like I was talking about, Xbox Live Gold, and the PS4 equivalent for those too. So yeah, they make it up also on games. They get quite a lot of money out of these consoles, even though the consoles themselves are cheap. That's how they hook you in. And that's exactly what's happening with this generation of consoles, right? So the consoles are a great deal. From what I'm seeing, the hardware it's amazing. It's equivalent to like a 2060 Super on the PC side, which is very expensive. Like that alone is probably going to cost more than the PS5 without a disc drive. Yeah, so that's pretty great for the consoles, right? And I really got myself into that and thought, the PS5, even if it costs $600, that would be really good for the price. But then, yeah, I remembered about the online aspect, which the PS4 and PS5 will have. They will have paid multiplayer. And that's kind of sad now that I think about it, because we're hearing everybody debate about the prices of the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and they're saying that, it'll make a big difference in console sales, but I just don't understand that. I understand that people really don't think about the future, so they just buy whatever's cheaper now without actually understanding that they gotta pay quite a bit more in online fees. But yeah, that's what I started thinking about. Does the price really even matter? Does a $100 or hell even $150 difference in your console really matter all that much in comparison to all the costs that come with paying for online? And also the games usually on consoles are a bit more expensive because the sales aren't usually as good. So yeah, it just all piled up, and I started thinking whether or not it was actually a good idea to buy a PS5. I personally wanted a PS5 because previously I was on Xbox and I really didn't like it all that much. Not to say that Xbox is bad, it's just not really for me. I want to play Spider-Man. Anyways, that's a bit off topic, but yeah, you still have to pay online, and usually it's about $60 per year. It depends on which location you live in. Really, in Canada it's $70, so yeah, it morphs a bit and switches up. But these services get more and more expensive usually because Microsoft can just tell you to pay more, and so Sony wants you to pay more. So yeah, they can increase the service cost by $5, say every 2 years, and people won't really care. But really, I would care because again, they're adding up. So overall, this pretty much means that they can throw any price on the console as long as it's like under $600 or $700, something like that. And as long as I don't have to pay for multiplayer, I would buy it. I would be completely fine. But that's just not going to be the case. Sony and Microsoft make too much money out of Xbox Live Gold and PS Plus that they won't do this. Even though it's not confirmed that they will have a paid online service for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Really, come on. These are companies that want to profit. Unless they're willing to do something crazy for their customers, which doesn't really sound like a very company-like thing. So now I thought of the price, the overall price. How much would you be paying if you just went to the PC side compared to the consoles? So yeah, I just added them all up, and over 7 years, which is a console generation, you'll be paying $450 for the console itself. That's on the low end. That's the lowest possible prediction that I've heard so far. So yeah, $450. That's not a lot, not that much. But you would have to be paying another $420 in online playing services. So let me get this straight. You're pretty much paying double the price overall just because you want to play multiplayer. Like, that sounds pretty crazy. That sounds absurd. But really, that's on the low end again, because $420, that's if you want to buy the yearly subscriptions to PS Plus and Xbox Live Gold. If you're buying the monthly or the 3-month or the half a year subscription, you'll be paying more. So again, these are the lowest possible estimates that you can have, and I'm being very, very, very lenient on the price. So the most insulting thing about all of this, we're seeing the egregious fees, but the most insulting, the worst part of it, is that Microsoft and Sony don't even pay for the online servers hosted by third-party games. So if you want to play, say, GTA Online, it's not going to be Microsoft who's going to be paying the servers when you're playing on your Xbox. That's just not how it works. So pretty much these developers don't get anything out of this, and you're told that you're paying for better servers, which just isn't the case 99% of the time. When we're talking about servers that Microsoft and Sony do pay for, it's usually just their first-party games. So we're talking like Halo. But ironically enough, Microsoft and Sony don't seem to make very many multiplayer games. Like, just think of some of Sony's biggest hits. The Last of Us 2. We have the Spider-Man game. We have the God of War game. All of those games aren't multiplayer. Yet you're still paying them a hefty $60 per year just so you can have the right to play online. Pretty crazy. And what also makes this worse is that they try to bribe you with these free games. I would be much rather, let's just say I would be more fine with paying money for online if I didn't have to get all of this trash along with it. Like, the games that come with Xbox Live Gold and PS Plus really aren't that good. They're pretty mediocre. Sometimes you get good hits. You get like Star Wars Battlefront. Sometimes you get some Call of Duty games once in a while. But overall, it's really just jacking up the price. And you can get the exact same stuff. Well, not exactly the same stuff, but you also get a lot of free games on PC, like from the Epic Game Store. What game do you think you get from there? You get GTA 5. You get Watch Dogs. You get Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Those are some pretty high profile games from high profile developers. Another one that I just thought of again is Just Cause 4. These are all really good open world games, and you're getting them for completely free. You don't have to pay $60 per month, $60 per year for any of this. So that just really proves that you're getting completely ripped off when you're paying for the online services. So now that I think about it, overall, you can just buy a $1,000 PC for about $100 more. Over the long run, it'll just be the better choice. You get every single advantage that comes with owning a computer. Like, say, being able to do computery things like editing videos, browsing the web, and anything else you can possibly think of. I don't know, doing photoshopping things. Yeah, and it's all going to be pretty fast because, it's a gaming computer. You've got a good CPU and a good amount of RAM. You don't have to worry about your Chrome tabs just freezing on you because you have too many open. I have a gaming PC for $1,000 and I have like 40 Chrome tabs open at once. I'm just like this productive genius, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I get distracted by them a lot. But what I'm saying is it's stupid. At this point, it doesn't make too much sense to buy a console. Microsoft and Sony have just made all the advantages of owning a console. Stuff like getting cheap hardware for a good price, and stuff like getting games that are optimized for your hardware so they perform even better on it, and you're getting overall a better deal, more optimization. All of that, it's just been thrown out the window. It's still there, but at this point, the price tag doesn't really justify all of that. So it's pretty clear to me that the prices of consoles, they can be cheap, or even they can be expensive. But at the end of the day, we never seem to talk about online. It's just this type of thing where you buy a console and you get surprised. Oh wait, I have to pay $60 per year for online. I totally forgot about that. When I bought my Xbox, like, I heard that you have to pay for online, but I thought like it was some special online, or like for only certain games. No, like everything. We're talking, if you want to join a server on Minecraft, you can't join it because you're not paying for online. You can't play Fortnite, a free game on Xbox, because it's an online game. It's a game that requires multiplayer. And again, these servers aren't managed by Microsoft. They're managed by Epic Games. It's just insulting. And I know the PlayStation doesn't do that. You can play Fortnite for free without the PS Plus, but it's still stupid. Like, you still have to pay for PS Plus for, say, Black Ops 4. So overall, rather than obsessing over a $100 price tag and the differences between the Xbox Series X and the PS5 in price, we gotta really more focus on pressuring these companies so that they stop ripping us off with these terrible deals that they're trying to sell us on. Really, remember, people buy Xbox Live Gold and PS Plus just to play online. Nobody really cares that much about the free games. So we gotta really tell them that we don't want this. Or at the very least, they gotta make the prices lower. They gotta do something like what Nintendo did. For $20 a year, you can get the Nintendo subscription service for online play, which is still quite a lot of money, but it's fine. I'm fine with paying that much money, because over a long period of time, really, I'm paying less than $200. So it doesn't matter nearly as much to me. It still shouldn't be there, but again, we gotta do whatever we can to improve the situation. Otherwise, these $100 differences in consoles just won't make any sense. You wouldn't care. You don't have to care. So next time someone is debating about the price of the new consoles, just tell them that there's so many fees that come along with them that it just doesn't really matter all that much. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. I know I repeated myself a lot, but I really wanted to get the point across. It's a very important video. Nobody seems to talk about this online type of issue that comes with owning a console, and I think it's just very important to why these two consoles are, for me at least, going to completely suck, and why I'm not going to purchase them. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this a little rant I had. We're getting at almost 20 minutes, so that's pretty crazy. It's one of my longest videos ever. Again, if you want to comment your opinion on this, I would love to hear it, because this is an interesting topic, and I think it's very beneficial to have public discourse on the internet. Anyways, subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and if you're into liking and disliking stuff, just voice your opinion that way too. Any way you want. Like, dislike, I don't care. Alright, too much talking. I should probably shut up now, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe play some more Minecraft Dungeons. The gameplay is in the background. Hope you guys like it. Alright, peace.